If you teach math classes online, then this video will be useful for you, because in this video I am going to show you a website which is one of the best for educational math activities online. This website is called desmos.com, and this video is an introductory tutorial about the math activities you can do on Desmos. This website also has some math tools available, but our focus in this video will be on math activities. And we will be talking about these 5 things in this video: how to create a free class, how to find a class activity about any topic, how to share this activity with students, and then conducting the activity in an online class. And then there will be few little features such as how to anonymize students, teacher pacing, how to assign activities or how to unassign activities, these kind of things. But before I start, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Tahir and I make videos about how to teach online, how to create online courses, and some of the subjects which I teach. And YouTube statistics is showing me that only 12% of my viewers have clicked the subscribe button. So I would highly appreciate if you hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video on this channel every Tuesday and Friday. And now let's get started. Now, as a teacher, you have to sign up. You can also log in by using your Google account, and students can also log in by using their Google account. And now I have logged into my Desmos account as a teacher. So first let's have a look at some of the math tools available. As you can see that there are various math tools available. I have made other videos about math tools which you can watch, and those math tools are other than Desmos. We will discuss these Desmos math tools in one of the next videos, because in today's video we are only discussing math activities. Now, in order to do math activities, I have to click on manage classes on the left hand side. If I click there, I have only one class at the moment in which there are 2 students, and basically I have joined this class by using 2 other devices. And now let us see how you can create a new class. Simply click on add new class. You can also import a class from Google Classroom, which is a learning management system, and I will make a separate video on Google Classroom integration with Desmos. Give it a name. So let us call it trigonometric class for year 7. And now I click add class. Now a new class has been created, and if you want to delete this class, you simply click on these 3 dots and click on deactivate class. Class will be deactivated in this way. You can edit class name, and you can also manage co-teachers by clicking here. And now you will send this link to your students. If you click on this link, it will be shown in large fonts. If you have a whiteboard, you can show this to your students, and they will have to log into this web address student.desmos.com, and there will be a place for class code. They will simply put this class code, and then there will be a join button. They click on join and they will be joining the class. Another way is to send this link. I can copy this link. Now the link is copied to my clipboard, and now if I am taking this class in a Zoom meeting, I am using Zoom software, there in the chat feature I can paste this link, and my students can directly click on the link and they can join the class. So this is how students join the class. And now what I want to do is look for an activity which I want to show you as an example, because the most powerful feature on this website is the math activities available. And if I click on home, so there are few collections available, and then there are some featured activities. There are some recently released activities. You can also create your own collections around any particular topic. And on the left hand side, you will see some math topics, and if I click on any of these topics, there are activities arranged within that topic. And then what you do is, when you find any activity, then you assign this activity to any of your classes. So let us first find an activity, and I am going to give you a very simple example which is easy to demonstrate, because some activities are more involving and those will make this video very long. I put something area of a triangle, and now I find this activity explaining triangle area. So I click on that, And now this is the activity page. Now the first thing you should do is click on teacher's guide, because it will help you conduct this activity in your math class. And the first thing you should understand is that the purpose of all this exercise is that your students must learn something. So if I click on this teacher's guide, there are some instructions about this activity, and they recommend that you print this teacher's guide and you read it before you conduct the activity, because the designer of the activity wants to show you how you should be conducting this activity in your math class. For example, what are your learning targets? So there is some explanation. You should read from here, because I have already read this, so I will not be wasting your time and I will show you how we are going to conduct this activity. So I am closing this. So the first thing you should do is you click on this assign and which class you want to assign this activity. So let us assign this to trigonometric class, and I select this class and I click assign. And now I have logged into student Desmos area by using two other devices, and if I click on this tab, this is the area where I am logged in as a student, and these two are the previously done activities, and this is the new activity which I have just received from my teacher. And now I can click on this start and I can start doing the activity. So in this tab I am in my teacher's account, and in this activity history menu I can see this recent activity which I have just assigned to my students. I can click on that, and this is the teachers area. Now on the right tab I am logged in as a student. In the left tab I am using this as a teacher. You can also see the student perspective by clicking on this student, and you will be able to see how the student will see the activity once the student have started doing the activity. And now let us first see what are these controls. On the left hand side I have anonymize. Anonymize means that if I click on anonymize, I will not be able to see the original names of the students, and students will get some anonymous names. So the benefit is that when all students have some randomized names, they will not be get embarrassed if they do something wrong, because no one will be able to recognize them. So it is good that you anonymize the students. Then is the pacing, and pacing means that how you want to control the activity. So if I click on pacing, you will see this screen. Select a screen to start pacing your class. So these are 4 different screens in this activity, and I will shortly start the activity as a student, and you will see that there are 4 screens. So when you are pacing, you can restrict students to any particular screen. For example, if I click here, I can restrict students to screen 1 if I want. If I click here, students will be restricted to screen 1. So if you are in a synchronous online math class, you can restrict your students to this particular screen. Then you can move this to next and so on. And if you click on stop, now you have basically stopped restricting them. And if you want to pause the activity altogether, you can click on pause, and it will show like this. And now if the students want to start the activity, for example, if I go back and I want to start this activity and I give my name and I click go, I will see this message that activity paused. And now I can click on this pause once again. This green background will clear, and now as a student I am able to start the activity. On this activity, on the right hand side there are 4 screens, and I can scroll and move to the next screen because teacher is not restricting me at the moment. So there are some situations where you want to restrict students to 1 screen at a time before you reveal the next one. And now what is this activity? Let's have a look at the activity and try to understand what are the things students are learning in this activity. So let us go back to screen 1. Although the purpose of this video is not to teach you mathematics, but I want to show you this so that you can design your own activities later on. Now the activity says find the area of the triangle, use the sketch tool, these are sketch tools, if that help to find the answer. And now let's say I type the area of the triangle as 4, then it says submit and explain. So I can now submit, and then there will be an explanation box, and I can explain something here. For example, I can say that I use this sketch tool, I draw a line something like this, I made this a rectangle, and the area of the rectangle is 2 multiplied by 4 is 8, and this triangle is half of that. So I can explain like this, that the area of the rectangle is 8, triangle is half of that, so it is 4. And I click on share with class, and then I move on to the next screen. And now on this screen, I know that this is a challenging task for students. So if I know this thing in advance, I can look at their responses and I can see what are the issues, why they are not learning, what action should be taken as a teacher so that they should learn something. Because here they have to use these tools, otherwise they won't be able to find the area. They have to construct some triangles, then they will subtract triangle areas from a rectangle area and find the area of this triangle which is shaded in blue color. So make sure that you are not just copy pasting these activities. The effort should always be to make your students learn something. And now I have submitted the response as a second student from my other device. So for screen 1, as a teacher, I can see both responses, and I can click on overlay, and these both responses will be on a single slide, because for some activities this might be important. On the right hand side, I can see the explanation of both students. Student 1 tried to explain in this manner, student 2 tried to explain in another manner, and you can see what approach they are using. And now you can see the original name of the students. These are my names from those accounts. So if I click on anonymize, now you will notice that both of these names have changed. Now these are random names assigned by the Desmos application. So in this way, you can see the responses of your students, see their answers, what they are doing, how they are doing. So in a similar way, they can solve this question. Then in the next question, they have to create a triangle which has area equal to 3 square units. And now as a student, I can stretch these and then in this direction as well. And now I can calculate that 3 is the perpendicular and 2 is the base. 3 2s are 6, and the area will be half of 6, which is 3. So I think that this is correct. So what I can do is, I can click on this check my work, and I will get this. Area is 3 square meter and my answer is correct. If for example the area is wrong, I can try again. Let us go back to the next one, and here I have to create a challenge for my class. So this activity allows you as a student to create a similar type of challenge for your class. So how to do that? I click on make my challenge, and now it's time to create your own challenge. First, drag the points to create a triangle. So now I have to create a triangle, and I will submit a correct answer, and the application will check that whether I know the correct answer or not. If my answer is correct, then this will be challenge for my colleagues, for my other students. So in this way, all students can create a challenge for other students. So let us create any triangle and move this to in the middle, and I can stretch this, and now I know the area of this triangle will be 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now my triangle is complete. I will click next. It will ask me find the area of your triangle, and I click 6 and I submit. It will scan and it will see that this area is correct. And now I have this button, submit challenge, and if I click on submit challenge, now I will see this. This is my challenge for the class, and in the similar manner every student will create a challenge for rest of the students. And now let us go back to the teacher area, and now if I go to the last slide, I can see that there is one challenge which is created by this student, which is the randomized name. I can see the original name as well. So this is how you can perform math activities while teaching math classes online. Now, in the next video, I will discuss how you can use this snapshot tool and also how to create your own activity. So, I hope you like this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and see you next time.